Is this heaven?
No, it's a podcast. Welcome to the Field of Geeks podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 111 of the Field of Geeks podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Mitch.
And joining us today, Megan.
Special guest.
Special guest.
Hello.
This is the year of guests.
Yes.
We've had so many guests on. It's been great. It's
nice to have
we didn't
guests.
do it sooner.
Well, you know, we had to grow our brand.
Well, we had to pay the guests, right?
Yeah.
Not you, but other guests. I'm kidding.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Gosh, if we could pay guests, you imagine like...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, geez. We
Yeah.
have Gary Busey. No, I don't know.
You get sexy Gandalf in here.
He said he'd guessed. He's a cosplayer. He was at the con recently.
He
does
dresses
sexy
up.
Gandalf.
He dresses
Funny.
up as Gandalf, but then like just wears a swimsuit and takes provocative pictures. It's really funny. And it's clean, but it's just funny.
Right.
It's like that would never fly in Lord of the Rings.
Well, we got a few things to talk about today. We got Austin Powers 4. We got Bad Boys for Life, Boba Fett, Apu, Spawn, and of course whatever tangents we run into. So
It happens.
yeah, it does. So to kick it off, let's talk about Austin Powers 4. Now they've been talking about this ever since the third one came out, which was back in 2002 with Goldmember. Myers tried to do other things, a love guru, and he's been in Inglourious Bastards. That was kind of a cool part, kind of distracting but cool. You know, he was the dude that gave Michael Fassbender the mission to go meet up with the bastards.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, he had a little part there, and I guess he's in the new Bohemian Rhapsody movie as well. So he was being interviewed about his part, and that's when Austin Powers 4 came up, and he said it. All he said was it's looking good. So of course, a lot of headlines took that and they're like, it's happening. So it might not happen. Who knows? I mean, hopefully the material's good. He's had a long time to probably think about, new ideas. That's the problem when you get into these sequels. You don't have probably a lot of time to write them up, and so they can kind of be rushed, and stuff. So are we ready for Austin Powers to come back, you think? Or he'll be a senior citizen now, won't he?
I mean, how long has he been? Well, he came out from the 70s, so I'm ready. I mean, I think they rushed the third one. It kind of felt like the movie
They
production.
had to make the money.
They realized that the second one was so big that they just wanted to make a third one, just for the fact that it's hip, it's cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Megan, did you think it was good at all, or
were you Austin Powers fan?
did you ever watch the third one?
I didn't watch the third one, no, but I watched the first two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then you saved yourself.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna ask how the third one ended.
it was, well,
It was like
Scott took over as Dr. Evil, basically.
lost his hair.
Lost his hair. And it was kind of like, okay,
Spoiler.
we're kind of just writing it off. And I don't know, maybe Dr. Evil's in a retirement community now. I don't know.
Yeah, it was very much aware of itself.
Yeah.
And they had a great beginning that threw you off. They basically were making an Austin Powers movie.
Yeah.
With like big stars, like Tom Cruise was Austin Powers. Gwyneth Paltrow was whoever the sidekick girl was for that movie. And Steven Spielberg was directing it. It was funny. Yeah, there's a scene where Spielberg flips, but it's obviously not him. But they do this whole musical montage in the beginning, after they yell cut. And he's like, how was that, Austin? And he's like, well, didn't have enough, whatever he said.
They threw a whole bunch of celebrities in there, though.
Oh,
they had
yeah.
Tom Cruise, Britney Spears. There's a couple others.
And the ending was aware
Yeah.
of itself, too, because that's how it ended. Goldmember, who's played by Mike Myers, turns around. And I forgot what he said, but next thing you know, everyone's in, like, a theater. And it's John Travolta as Goldmember. And, yeah. And Fat Bastard lost a bunch of weight.
That was
But
funny.
his neck, he said, my neck looks like a vagina.
I don't know.
I'll
Have you guys
go
seen?
revisit it. I have it. It's been a while. Beyonce Knowles was the girl in it, and she was all right. I mean,
So did you enjoy it? Was it too much? Was it too many celebrities?
I think that kind of helped it for me anyway. But I wasn't like, when I got out of there, I was just like, yeah, it's your typical third movie. It's just not, I think it's so hard to make a third movie unless it's like a like the new Mission Impossibles, how they're just like, they focus on one mission. It's not really a huge arc, I guess you could say. So, what did you think, Mitch? Were you a Gold member?
Okay, so the whole I like gold skit was getting really old by like the end of the movie.
Yeah, he ate his skin too. That was gross.
And okay, have you ever seen the movie Studio 54?
Yes.
That one has Mike Myers in it as like the owner of the club. And I swear they used the same costume basically, but just put gold leaf on him. And that was pretty much all it was. So I don't know. I mean, I think the jokes were just kind of forced and
Michael Caine was his dad.
Yeah. Now see, that was funny.
Yeah.
And then you figure out that Mini-Me is
I hate when people take all these great characters. There's a big universe established, and then they just condense them. So, you ready for spoilers for the third one? I know this is like, oh my gosh, everyone's out there like, I haven't seen it yet. This is an Oscar-worthy movie.
It's like when we spoiled
Stop
Star Wars
like
6 months.
Wait a minute, they blew up the Death Star?
Oh
what?
no,
Luke's a Jedi?
Yeah.
What? So Austin Powers and Dr. Evil are brothers. Michael Caine's their father. It just like this whole universe just condensed it. Like, hey, we all grew up in the same small town, and I didn't like that too much. But they did have Fred Savage as the mole.
Now, see, that was funny.
See, I'm starting to remember all this now. We're talking about it.
It doesn't take long.
I had no idea. So I mean, it had some qualities to it, but I think it kind of the second one really peaked, and that was it. So it'll be interesting what they can do with the fourth one. And I know that they can't really do a Bond-like title anymore. They kind of got in trouble.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, like Eon, who produces all the Bond films, they're like, you need to stop. Like, we get what you're doing, but you're really on the nose, like The Spy Who Shagged Me, The Spy Who Loved Me. Goldmember was like the last, like, okay, you can have Goldmember.
Yeah, but
that's their Goldfinger, whatever.
You can copyright pretty much anything. I mean, let's just go ahead and copyright the alphabet, shall we?
Sure.
All right.
That'd be interesting.
That's how we make our millions.
The alphabet anymore.
You're gonna have to come up with a series of clicks and beeps now to talk. Good luck, everybody.
You could just do Austin Powers subtext. We needed the money. There you go. So.
Now that would be funny.
That is funny.
We need the money.
Well, this goes back to grade school, but remember when there was talk about Spaceballs 3, The Search for 2? I love that title. Yeah, that was going to be a thing, I think. Well,
didn't they have like this whole thing like Jews in space or something like that? Like they had a whole like Spaceballs, or was that that was History of the World Part 2 that they were going to make?
Oh, really? Yeah, they never made that, did they?
No, they come up with like so many different like themes and all that stuff they were going to have.
Yeah. Mel Brooks, he was very talented.
I miss him though. God, I miss him.
He's still kicking though. He's in his 90s.
I know he is, but he's never. I mean, I'm sure he's got stuff he's written, but I don't think it'll ever happen.
He did the Bride of Frank, or what's it called?
Oh, that play.
Yeah,
they redid that one.
Young Frankenstein. He's going to play that, and the producers were huge, ways back. So yeah, I think he's keeping busy. His son's a very successful writer. He wrote the book World War Z. Max Brooks.
Whoa, he did.
Except when they made the movie, they didn't really adapt from his book. They just kind of used the title. Yeah, they really didn't adapt what he wrote. I'm sure he still got paid well, but still, it's like, why didn't you just do the movie off my book? I think Walking Dead was big, so like we just got to mimic that. And
it's too bad that when you have an original idea, it's like everybody just feeds off of it because there's a lack of ideas.
Yeah,
they could hire us.
Yes,
and I think we'd do a good job.
Oh, I
got some ideas floating around.
I know.
Yeah,
most
awesome.
people have great ideas, but you have to move there.
I mean, Snakes on a Plane.
Or just do a video.
Snakes on a Plane was a great movie.
Sure, I never seen it. Did that win Best
You
Picture?
haven't?
What year was it?
Oh my God! So Snakes on a Plane. It was just the whole thought premises was this guy's like going to testify against a murderer or something like that, and they put snakes on a plane to kill everybody. That's it. It was 2 hours of CGI snakes killing people.
Yeah, it was like aware of itself.
Yeah,
how bad it was.
Yeah, they
like
they even re-scripted some of it so that Samuel L. Jackson could have his classic lines. Of
course, he's got to do that in every. He said that in Infinity War, I think, too, didn't he?
What's that?
Before he evaporates in Infinity War. Spoiler. He goes, "Mother." Didn't he say that? Or did he say, "What the?"
I can't remember.
He almost said it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good old Sam.
There's a guy that never ages.
No, he doesn't. He looks great at Captain Marvel. Have you seen that trailer, Captain Marvel?
Mm-mm.
Oh, he looks pretty cool. Doesn't take much, though. A little
No.
CG, they gave him a wig. So.
The Kingsman was kind of weird, though. He talked with a lisp.
Yeah, that was on purpose, though. He was,
was it?
trying to be,
Okay.
What's his name? Shit.
I can't wait for the third Kingsman to come out. I love the second
only
one.
thing is, it's going to be a prequel, I think. And I think Brad Pitt's talking to be in it. We'll see. But they're trying to expand on all that. I don't know. Have you seen Kingsman at all?
I saw the very first one.
Yeah. First one's really good. The second one's all right. It's very...
First time I watched it, though, I was like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
And then the second time I watched it, I realized what it was, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's not meant to be serious. No, whatsoever.
I think the first one has some serious moments. I think that's
Right.
what distracts you. Like, you expect the same type of movie. Yeah. It's got its perks. I mean, I bought it, and it's very a lot of money in it. You know, they're able to like the Statesman.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to spin that off.
Are they?
Which is like the American version of Kingsman, except they're like cowboys. And instead of getting their
She's
money,
just shaking her head over here.
instead of getting their money off of like tailoring, they brew whiskey. That's how you say it, right? Brew whiskey. Do you brew whiskey?
Still.
Okay.
Distill. Yeah.
Distill. See?
Really?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Check it out. Go rent it.
It takes me a little bit. You really got to sell me on sequels. Even
Really?
yeah,
Right.
and even I'm gonna plug Harry Potter because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. but even those, I mean, it takes me a little bit to be like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll go see it.
What's your thoughts on Fantastic Beasts? Are you liking
This next one,
Yeah.
I really want to see it. I saw actually just a preview just this morning, and I'm sold. I want to see it. They're selling it really well.
Did you like the first one?
It took me a while to watch it, but when I
Yeah.
finally I loved it. Yeah.
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 Eddie Redmayne's in that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, this new one, they're like
Sure.
really...
Oh, she's blushing. Don't feel bad. There's a lot of ladies out there that do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this new one, they're pulling like all the stops. They're giving you like Dumbledore, Frey, and everybody.
Dumbledore's going to be in it?
Well, it's Jude Law as a young, like he's all suited up and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
It's also got Johnny Depp in it,
Yes.
which is a weird twist.
he was at the end of the first one.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
He was-
he was.
Yeah.
See, I still haven't seen it, but I got the movie. That's how horrible I am at this stuff. Well, I
still
work
wrapped
2
in plastic.
jobs, and it's just like
I
I
know.
buy all these movies, and it's just like, yes, I am going to take a day and just watch all the stuff that I've gotten, and then it never happens.
It might take you a whole day to watch that, just because it's kind of slow.
Is it real slow build?
Yeah. Or the Harry Potters. I mean, I watched some of them. They were kind of slow, right? In spots, or
I don't think so.
You don't think
Probably
so?
a bad
Yeah.
person to ask that. I feel like the more you watch it, you pick up on things that you didn't notice before. So you might watch it for the first time, and maybe you're just listening to the dialogue, and then you start to see like some of the effects that they put into the movie. And I don't know. Even to this day, as I watch them, I still pick things up that I didn't notice before.
I remember the first one.
but I don't remember it being slow.
I went and saw the first one, and that was an experience. Like, it was just like I didn't know much about Harry Potter, and
Yeah.
I knew Warner Brothers were going to make all these movies. I'm like, this is going to bomb. This looks stupid. And I go see it, and my brother was little, and I remember like groups of kids from daycares were coming in to see it. Like, it was a big event, and yeah, it was really good. I really liked it, and I was just shocked. I totally thought it was going to tank,
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know about the books or anything. So
Did I say lyrics? Because I feel like I meant to say dialogue.
what?
When I said Harry Potter the first time you watch it,
Yeah.
did I say lyrics?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think so.
I don't think so.
I'll listen back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just put that big dialogue.
He'll edit
Their
it out.
words.
It'll be totally different. Than what you're
You'll
saying.
hear you're talking, then
It'll be my voice.
dialogue,
Dialogue.
and then it'll go back to normal.
Oh, have you guys seen Bad Boys? Bad Boys 2.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come?
Second one I've seen, first one I've seen. I don't remember much about them though. I mean,
Really?
they were
They're fun
90s
action
Michael
movies.
Bay movies.
Michael
and,
Bay's first
Yeah.
movie, I think, was Bad Boys. His first one he directed.
and the first time that he ever made a sequel for a movie too.
Yeah, that predates Transformers, doesn't it? Yeah,
Yep.
it does. Gosh, I remember that sequel was super long though. Like I liked it, but
Yeah.
it felt like you could have cut like maybe 30 minutes from it.
Well, it has
So
the
much in
classic
it.
Bay,
Yeah,
storyline, and then it has a car chase.
cocaine, blonde chicks.
Yeah.
No. Did you ever see the Bad Boys movies?
I did not see Bad Boys. However, I have seen Hot Fuzz. They make reference to that.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
How they make fun of it?
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. Yeah.
I love Hot Fuzz. We could use another one of those movies.
We could.
Let's do that.
I
But-
thought maybe I heard, I'll have to do some research, but I thought maybe they were going to make another movie together. They really need to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Nick Frost and Simon Pegg.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I love them
I love their
together.
trilogy they did. Did you ever see the trilogy?
No, I never did, but I saw their movie Paul, and I thought that was a really, really good movie.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bad Boys is not any of that, of course. They've been talking about making a third Bad Boys forever. This, of course, is Will Smith, Martin Lawrence playing cops, and they're bad boys. They sing to the Bad Boys song and have many adventures, crazy adventures. Will Smith's character, Mike Lowry,
Larry.
drives a Porsche in the first one as his cop car. And it's so funny. The second one, he's got like a Ferrari, I think.
No, probably.
They have a collision, and it's funny how they recognize the ridiculousness of him driving that type of car for his cop car. And he's like, I just got off the phone, and just to replace the fender, it's like $100 and some grand. He's like, I'm just glad they addressed that. Like, how ridiculous. Like, well, yeah, you idiot. You're driving a Ferrari. Not supposed to take it on a wild speed chase.
Well, it's like that Don Johnson TV show where he had that 70 Barracuda, where they only made like 20 of them, and they used it in the TV show.
Yeah, he had custom suits in that too. Nash Bridges.
Nash Bridges. Cheech Marin. It
Yeah.
was such a campy show.
Oh, it was, but it was
good.
Good for its times, the 90s.
Right.
You gotta love the 90s. But
Had
yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin in one episode. And basically his entire move was to take this metal briefcase and bash people over the head with it.
No lines.
No, he really didn't. I remember watching...
I haven't seen the script. I just take this case and point.
Like he would always forget his lines in WWE. So, and he was like, one time, I really respect you guys. You're great people. Oh hell! And they just he slams him on the ground and cracks over a beer.
I've heard some of the wrestling bloopers, and some of them think they're recording. It's not live. He's like, "Oh, I'll do it in the next one." Like, we're live. And then there's Hulk Hogan screwing up. He's like, "I want to say that again, brother." Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, there's so many mishaps in the WWE. It's just.
And there are multiple, musicals that they came out with, like Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania.
Yeah.
Oh God. What were they thinking?
What a time. But anyway, Bad Boys for Life, I think that's what it's going to be called. It's been confirmed on Instagram. They're going to release it Martin Luther King Day 2020 so far. This was previously called off back in 2017. Director Joe Carnahan, who did the A-Team, Narc, Smoking Aces, and The Gray, he was going to direct that film. And currently they don't have a director, but they have a writer, Chris Bremer. He did The Wedding Ringer. I never did see that. It's a Kevin Hart, Josh Gad movie. I don't know if that's a good idea, if that's all they wrote, to write an action movie.
Well,
Unless it's not going to be an action movie.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the comedy part, I guess, is fine.
Right.
Just insert the action, but yeah.
Can't be any worse than 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, people love and hate those movies. I like them.
Man, Jeff.
Yeah. I like them. I'm glad they didn't do the MIB crossover.
I like them as well.
Did you?
So Mitch,
Okay.
you're on an island by
Oh, that's all
yourself.
right.
Well, it's not like I'm like, this is pure art, but I don't know. It works, but I don't like them to do that with everything.
Yeah.
You know? Like, Baywatch was all right for them to do that, too.
I liked it.
Baywatch.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that movie.
Yeah, like that. Certain shows like that, which are ridiculous to make fun of, like that, I think are the best. Like, yeah, 21 Jump Street. If you think about it, although it does happen in real life, I guess. They take adults, put them in high school. Well, in real life, there's like 20-year-olds that pose as
You're kidding.
seniors. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
Josh has had experience.
Oh.
Yeah, I got busted. Yeah. No, it was actually from Joe Rogan's comedy special. He's talking about some headlines he read about this dude having like a girlfriend who had a house, and he's like, is that weird? Friend's just so full of bullshit. He's like, yeah, my cousin had a house when he was like 16. Yeah, that's fine. It's legit. So, yeah.
Sure, if you're living in Hollywood. Yeah.
Right. Turns out they're a cop. They're going to bust you for weed. So, yeah. Go check that special out. It's really funny, Joe Rogan. There's a lot of great comedy specials out there on Netflix right now.
Now it makes me wonder if Valley ever had that happen.
There's like a dude we graduated with still there. Like, wait a minute. You're bald, man. You got gray hair. Yeah. You're a freshman?
Well, I just advanced a little quicker than others.
Yeah, there you go.
I was held back 15 years.
So are you
Couldn't
guys
get past that first grade.
Are you guys excited about Bad Boys 3 happening?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're ready to line up at the theater right now. Camp
Definitely.
out. Yeah, I'm excited. I'll probably go see it. But again, don't make it as long as 2 was. That was just too long for me. Like if I fall asleep and I'm like in my 20s, that's not good. It's just too long. Like during a movie I'm talking about. It's good to fall asleep. It's just bad when it's supposed to be a big action movie and I'm like sitting down watching it with my brother because I gifted it to him for Christmas, and I'm like, and you know, they probably got one action scene done and that's not good. To be that young, have that energy, and then you're like, it just shows you the movie's too damn long. That's what I'm saying. It's like the Harry Potter of bad boy movies.
I don't know. I liked Harry Potter.
I do like Harry Potter. I just know that
Yeah.
they're big movies, right?
Yeah.
You have to sit down and cancel your plans for a day, unless you're just gonna, watch
My question
is
is how long would it take to watch all Harry Potters in one day?
You don't think you could?
It's got to be longer
I
than
don't think you could.
No,
right. I mean, they're 2 hours a piece, if not more, right?
Yeah.
They've done marathons. I think they might have
But I think-
marathoned it last time when the
Flicks did it, where they had each Harry Potter movie every day, and then like the weekend was the last 2 movies.
I mean, I know when
Right.
Infinity War came out, they did like a 2-day marathon on that.
Well, if it's on television, don't they cut out
Oh yeah,
pieces to
Oh,
make it
yeah.
shorter?
They have
So if you want to watch it in its
Of course,
entirety,
you got the commercials
Yeah.
too. It's like, I guess they're kind of a nice break. You can get up and stretch and drink some caffeine and
Yeah.
come back to the table. I don't know. But I've done a 3-hour movie marathon. I saw the Nolan trilogy, when Dark Knight Rises came out. That was tough.
Was it?
Just 3 movies. And that was tough.
we tried to do Lord of the Rings all the way through the extended versions.
that
was
has some slow parts.
Right. Yeah, that was a 12-hour day.
Wow. Not
That's
the theater,
some-
right?
No,
At home.
at home. That was some dedication.
I love Lord of the Rings. I saw it was fun to have that. It was like every Christmas, right? For 3 years in a row, we were like, "Hey, Lord of the Rings time!"
Oh my god, that was awesome! They came out with like
fun.
the special editions, and you could get like book sets and stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, they really marketed the hell out of that, and it's funny because I really enjoyed the films. Bought them when they came out. They're still not open. I don't know.
Oh really?
I loved them. It's just I think it was there's such a big film, each of them, that it was just.
A couple years ago, Target had the extended versions on Black Friday, not with like all the specialty stuff, but
Of course.
I think they were going for like $5 a piece. So I
Wow.
was like, sold,
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
right?
Till the gold-plated ones come out on 4K or something like that.
Yeah, that's going to be the death of me if we ever get 4K.
We do have 4K.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like, if I buy 4K or something like that.
Oh,
it's
I know.
just-
I'm
like,
holding
am I
off.
really going to have to rebuy everything just because?
I'm happy with Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I honestly am. But you know how we were talking about every Christmas was like a tradition for 3 years with Lord of the Rings. Star Wars kind of started that.
Yeah.
And then they decided to release Solo, like, what was it, March or something? They gave us Last Jedi on Christmas. Mm-hmm. So I was hoping they would do Solo the same way.
Yeah.
I like that. You can keep it going, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't. And I think that affected Solo's box office. We're talking about the headline, Boba Fett Solo film is not happening now. And it's because the Solo bombed. And I think Last Jedi Backlash also hurt its chances. So that's a bummer to me because we're going to have... This Christmas we won't have any Star Wars. And the next we'll have Episode 9, right? Yeah. So after that, I'm not sure when we're going to get another film because Disney's going to focus all their attention on TV for Star Wars, I guess.
Ooh,
Because they
not
have
a
that
Christmas
new...
special.
Yeah, they haven't. Yeah, they could improve on it. That's for sure.
They could.
It's not that hard. Like,
No.
is it as good as the first one? Oh, it's better because it's actually.
Starring the ghost of B. Arthur.
But this new show, Jon Favreau, he's making.
Will there be dancing and singing involved?
I hope so.
You're right.
Oh, gosh. So the Mandalorian is this new show, a big $100 million budget show that Jon Favreau is like show running. They're going to focus all of their attention on that. So that's going to be a big deal. They're eventually going to have their own streaming service too. Disney is.
That'll be interesting.
It
Right.
will, because it's like how many Disney movies we're going to get in it.
I hope they release like all of them.
I don't know. 'cause
They need
it's-
to, right?
Maybe.
Snow White, Sword in the Stone.
I don't know.
They make quite a bit of money off of releasing those movies that are in the vault.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, I know I go out and buy them when they're available.
Right.
But
It's so
otherwise-
annoying when they
Whenever I
do
was a kid
that.
ask my mom, like, they
Why
put
they-
them back in a vault? Yeah.
Every 10 years,
Dumb.
they dust off the reel to make you.
Here's these VHSs. Like, we moved on from VHS. DVD? No. Not that either.
Mini DVD. Nope.
And soon it'll be Blu-ray? Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
4K.
Nice try. Put that back in the vault. Yeah.
I'm glad we never got to mini DVD, even though they had mini CD.
Well, you never had DVDs. Never were really. They had the recording DVDs. You could buy the players or whatever, but you never really had that. It wasn't ever easy to record onto a DVD. It seemed like CD was,
Yeah.
or like recording on tape. Still, if I want to record something on TV, I have to use a VHS tape player.
Yeah.
I don't have a DVD recorder.
But you can't record HD onto a VHS tape.
No,
I tried that
you
once.
can transfer. Like I have a cord that goes to the computer. You can transfer into a digital file. And that
Okay,
helps it.
and then you can lower the.
Because the tapes age and they get really bad. Like I remember years ago, this was like a prize part of my collection as a kid. I bought the Die Hard trilogy. It's like a nice box set, and they're all VHS tapes. It was like $70 back in the day. And I just went to put one in. I'm like, I haven't watched this for a while. This is cool because I didn't have Die Hard on DVD or anything, so I put it in. And everything's just like blurry. I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Either this was like
You have to clean the
good
heads.
for then, back then, or it just got worse.
Well, you remember if they got played too much, they start tracks, so you get those white lines.
Didn't have that though. It was just blurry.
Really?
Like if they were close up, it was fine, but like everyone in the background,
Typically, that just
Totally
means your
blurry.
heads need to be cleaned.
maybe. I don't know. I got 3 VCRs, so maybe I'll just try it one day.
Even some of the DVDs are that way. Like I recently
Right.
pulled out, was it Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
The very first one. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't.
Oh, really?
No, it wasn't very clear at all.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Ouch.
they have a shelf life.
Yeah.
This isn't good.
Well, that reminds me that you mentioned that. See, Megan brought something to the table today.
She did.
Pirates.
Yeah.
I mean, you did already, but what I'm saying is you actually brought a topic. Pirates, Caribbean supposedly is getting rebooted, and they've kicked Johnny Depp to the curb.
Really?
Yes.
It's sad.
Reportedly. So it might not be 100%, but I thought the last one was all right.
I liked the last
Yeah, you
one.
liked the last one, right?
It was a soft. It was what they call a soft reboot. Too bad you
Yeah.
can't add an echo effect.
Well,
to
here's
that.
the thing. I don't know if they're going to recast Captain Jack Sparrow. Can the movies exist without that character, you think?
I think it showed that it could.
But he's been in every one of them.
Right.
So if we take him out of there, is it still... Like, do you think the first Pirates would have been still great without him? Do you think that kind of...
I think it relied heavily on him.
Yeah, and just reading, I mean, he really made that movie what it was with that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of doomed his career in
Yeah.
a way, because he was all about I'm independent, da da da. That made him a huge movie star, and then of course it's kind of out of control. Next thing you know, you're spending what, $1 million on wine every month. That's what he said.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he's kind of. Oh, it's too bad. He's having some financial troubles, so this is not good news for him. And
Nah, he's just going
Well,
through.
he has Harry Potter
yeah,
right
that's
now,
true.
so who knows how
Fantastic
long
Beasts, yeah.
he'll be in that. See where his character goes.
Maybe he died in the first 5 minutes. Like, oh, Johnny, I'm sorry.
Son of a biscuit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I don't know if that's really... It's like, why can't they just go further into the future of the Pirates universe and give you new characters?
I think they need to.
Like, I think that's better than just rebooting. Like, you just had... what you got? Like, how many films have there been? 5?
5.
Why can't you just expand on that? And you could age up some old characters, drop them in for like a little cameo.
Wouldn't
or
be
something.
hard to say that he had a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know.
Or just do another
Throw him
new
in that
pirate
way.
that's quirky, but do it without, I guess, copying what Jack Sparrow was. Like
The problem,
I don't know.
the problem with that is that you're going to say, okay, let's bring in another quirky character that's trying to be like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I know.
And it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like they need to go a different direction in it completely. Do more mythos. Because apparently they've solved the mystery. They've cured, the ability to live forever.
The ocean's pretty vast, so
It
they
is.
could have many other pirates out there we haven't seen yet.
It just sucks that they killed off that one character. God, what's his name? Jeffrey Rush.
Oh, did they kill him off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if I spoiled anything.
Well, that's
I
okay,
mean,
though.
this is...
He's been killed off before, right?
Yeah.
The first one, he died.
Well, that's true.
technically,
Well, this time the
Really-
the sword of Poseidon finally...
Until he comes walking in the next film. Hey, everybody.
He got the kiss of Poseidon.
How you back? Writing. Anyway,
Good writing!
starring Jeffrey Rush. Like, is this a prequel? No, he's back. Didn't they just saute him? No, he's back. That was a stunt double. It's his twin brother. It's his twin brother. That's what they're going to do.
Like they did in Beer Fest.
That's what they're going to do. Twin brother.
Yeah.
Twin brother. They're going to do that, yeah.
The wrong kid died.
Jeffrey Rush is the future for this franchise.
What about not continuing with the series?
That would be
Just
good
stop
too.
it.
And just leave it alone.
they
Yeah,
want-
because
they
people
want-
are going
they
to
wanna
get
make
burned.
money, though.
Yeah, but then you're going to burn out your audience.
I know. I think it's already happened. Like, that last one, from what I saw, was good.
The fourth one burned out the audience hardcore.
Which
it
was the last one, right? Or
No, that was
the mermaid one.
Yeah.
Whatever that one was with Penelope Cruz.
yeah,
Yeah.
Blackbeard.
Did not like that.
No,
They
that one
lost
was
me at
not-
that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I don't
And
remember
it
too
burned
much
people
about
out to the point where they were just like, "Oh, really? We're getting a fifth one?"
I bet if they brought the original cast back, so Keira Knightley, and I know Orlando Bloom did come back,
Right.
and then Johnny Depp, and they just tied that up somehow.
it. Well,
then,
Kira came back at the end of last.
She had like
spoiler.
one line, "Will," and then that was it. I wonder how much she got paid for that.
Cut. Bravo. That was so good.
Good job.
Get out.
I wish I could get paid millions of
Can I say
dollars just to
something?
say one line.
I'm so happy to be part of this. Yeah. We gotta eat lunch. Go away.
What one word would
Go
you
bend
like
it
to
like
say?
Beckham. That's a,
Go bend it like Beckham. That's what.
she was in that movie.
she is, yeah.
What she
I
is?
never did see it. Yeah,
You
that's
didn't
why
know
I
that?
said it.
No,
Oh my god.
That's just not a phrase they threw out there.
I thought it was.
Bend it like Beckham.
Thought we had an ADD moment here.
Yeah, well, we do, but editing. No, yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I think we should take a rest from the Pirates films, and
I agree.
Don't know. I don't think rebooting's the right way to go.
No, they already did
They
one.
gotta reboot everything.
yeah.
Yeah, see,
Like what we were talking about before the podcast even started. They just have no more original ideas. Megan brought up a good point on that.
Expand
Yeah.
on the universes you've built. Like, they're built for a reason.
Yeah.
To expand, like Ghostbusters. Oh my god. I don't
Yeah,
wanna-
that brought up a fun conversation on the Facebook page.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Shout out to everybody on who's been commenting and sharing things to our page. It's very much appreciative. And I put a post out there because one day I read. It's been 2 years since the film came out, and Melissa McCarthy supposedly is still on her they just weren't ready for women to take over Ghostbusters. I'm like, it's not about that at all.
It's like Ocean's 8. I mean,
Just shit on the whole franchise and the fans. You're like, hey, we're gonna reboot everything you loved, and then they're like, oh, they just don't like women. Like, no, it's because you try to do a cash grab onto a franchise. Like, they use the music, they use the logo.
when Harold Ramis passed away, that's when it should have stopped. The whole talk about it should have stopped. I mean,
Harold and Aykroyd,
he was the guy who wrote it.
They wrote several scripts. Bill Murray never liked any of them. Supposedly, he probably didn't even read them.
Well, that's because Bill Murray doesn't have a manager. He's his own PR guy.
Yes, so geez, but yeah, it's just a shame we never got that third movie. I think that's what people wanted. They wanted at least to see the old characters again. And like I said in the post, I don't care if they pass the torch. I don't care about that at all. I just wanted to see hey, we're continuing on this universe we've built. We can do new monsters or villains, whatever. But instead, they just do this watered down remake of the first villain. It's just really stupid, It's just. I don't know if you ever saw Ghostbusters 2016.
No, and not.
You hate women.
No, and not. And that has nothing to do with it. I agree that to me that's a classic. So I would have watched it if it was a movie, like you said, expanding on that world. So you can still bring those characters in; they can still be women, but it's a different storyline.
Right.
It's further into the future. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. From what it sounds like it's exactly the same. So
it is. I mean, some characters have similar quirks, like Kate McKinnon's character's like Egon, but it would have been cool if that was his daughter or something.
Yeah,
have a connection there.
Yeah.
Rediscover the technology, like expand on the.
Now that's a movie that I would have. Yeah, that I would have watched.
And people have had that idea for years. Like have Dan
Their
Aykroyd's
kids come
character
on.
Ray live in the headquarters, still upstairs, and he just has this vast knowledge because Aykroyd's really good at that dialogue about. All these ghosts and ghost events in history with certain things. So it's like you could have all of that, like rediscovering the Ghostbusters.
That would have
been
been cool.
You have the new Ghostbusters.
You better copyright that.
I would, but the thing is, so many fans like me have come up with the same pretty much idea, and Sony's like, nope, we're just gonna scrap it, and we're just gonna start new. It's like the characters aren't even named the same names. Is it really necessary to do a reboot? Why couldn't we just do a continuation? The Ghostbusters went bankrupt, let's say. These girls are fans of the Ghostbusters. Maybe have a nice flashback moment in the beginning where them dressed up for Halloween or something like that. And then when they become adults, they're like, let's bring Ghostbusters back. There's some bad stuff in New York right now. Let's take care of it. See, that's a better movie than what we got.
There's some bad stuff going on in New York right now.
Well, we haven't even hit the first rewrite yet.
I know.
So we're gonna have 3 rewrites. I'm gonna have Dan Aykroyd come in and be like, "Hey, bad stuff, translate."
Dan
do your
Aykroyd,
thing.
I think he's kind of gone loony a little bit. Have you seen some of his YouTube videos?
Oh,
he claims to have been
abducted or
no, not abducted, but he's claimed to have met the Men in Black.
nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Turns out they were Blues Brothers fans.
Yeah, there's this whole and he didn't he come up with Skull vodka or something like that, the White Skull,
Yep.
Crystal Skull vodka.
Yeah, it's expensive, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know anybody who's had it.
I don't either.
It's good if you pay that much. It's like $70 a bottle. It's a
Oh,
cool
is it?
bottle though. It's like a clear skull bottle, and it's pretty nice. Yeah.
make a little White Russian with.
See, you could have put that product placement in the film too, on the shelf behind him as he's talking to them. There's freaking skull. Vodka,
Crystal Skull, yeah.
And he's even drinking out of it. Like 1 second, and he's like, turn towards the camera. But what we're talking about with feedback with our page and everything, which is just fantastic, and we welcome that and keep it up. But we did a poll recently. The long-running Simpsons character Apu supposedly is getting retired. So we did a poll about, are you for this or are you against it? We have 29 yays and 71 nays. So it goes to show you the character to me is still loved, and it's obviously causing a lot of headlines. And it's because it's an Indian descent convenience store clerk, which in the 90s they did so many of those characters. I remember Encino Man. Problem, of course, is it's voiced by Hank Azaria, and it's more stereotypical now. I guess it probably always was, but they've had plans to try to save the character from all this controversy by they actually started a writers campaign. And then the producer is Indian descent himself. So he's like, we want someone to submit a piece to kind of revitalize the character, make him more representative of Indian people. And so they had that campaign going. And the goal is whoever wins that, they're going to make either a fan film or it actually will be produced by Fox, who knows, or Disney at this point. But anyway, after all that, it looks like they're just going to retire the character. They're not going to even try to revamp it or not. So what are your thoughts about that? Are you a big Apu fan? Or personally, I like to keep the character on. But yeah, maybe have an Indian dude voice him. I don't know. Make him more representative. I'm all for that. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those tough subjects. Obviously now it's like everything's getting looked at.
We've become such a PC society on certain things. I stopped watching The Simpsons a while back.
Well, I did too. Like, honestly, when I was reading about his retirement, I'm like, can't The Simpsons just retire?
I mean,
I'm sorry, but
they're starting to beat The Simpsons.
Well,
to
they're
death.
redoing
Yeah.
old episodes. I've heard. Like,
are they?
They're just out of ideas, so
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, let's take this episode and redo
It's the longest running cartoon. I mean, it started in '89.
and hats
so,
off to it. Like, I
yeah.
love The Simpsons growing up, but we've had. If you're a Family Guy fan, or there's a lot of good cartoons, I guess, on Netflix of all places. You got Big Mouth. I heard that's good, and there's one that's voiced by Bill Burr on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you've had South Park. You've had a lot of advancements.
South Park runs off of current events, though, so it's it's going to be hard to ever cancel that one unless
King of
they
the
get
Hill.
tired of it.
King of the Hill, that's a classic. Hulu just booked a deal with them.
Yep, it's back on Hulu.
That's awesome.
I'll tell you what.
Damn it, Bobby.
With new episodes?
No,
Because didn't they
no.
retire? They're
done. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the entire series is back on. Netflix pulled it, and then Hulu bought it.
What are your thoughts about Apu? Do you think he should be retired? Do you think he should be revamped? Or what do you think? And you don't have to dig yourself a hole. It's okay.
good. I'm going to say that I'm neutral, so I don't have to respond.
All right, there you go.
That's fine.
I know. Hey, it's all right. Shields up.
I'm with Mitch, though. I was never a huge Simpson fan,
Yeah.
so
No, you're
I
fine.
don't know. I can't say
Get out.
you're right. Okay, bye.
No,
This is going so well. Yeah.
you hurt my feelings.
No, I mean there were
Terrible guess.
seasons 1
Oh, stop
through 8 that were really good, and then after that just kind of. And now I think it's hanging on because people are starting to find.
It must have a lot of ratings. I don't know why it's still on.
Does it?
Well, why is it still on? It's just
Because
weird
it's
to me.
on after football.
Everyone's drunk.
Everybody just wants, yeah. Ooh, cartoons,
This is a
flashy
rerun.
lights.
No,
yeah.
it's new, but it's old because they redid the story. Yeah. Oh, cool.
The whole Simpsons did
And
it gag.
Kids have never aged, so
Yeah.
when they're a kid, when they go back to like when they're babies, it's like constantly being updated.
Should have like a self-aware, I mean, God, it's been on for almost 30 years now. There are kids who have been born that don't even know that this show has never been on before, 1989.
I would have aged them. That's what I would have done because you could get new characters. They could have kids and so on. I know it doesn't happen a lot in cartoons, but we did have the grown-up versions of Rugrats. That was fun. I forgot what that was called. Do you
I don't
remember?
remember that, no.
I don't either.
There was a Simpsons episode where it was when Hugh Grant was very popular. They went in the future. Lisa was getting married to him. Like it was voiced by him with Hugh Grant.
Just keep
but they had
throwing
older.
the Brits at me, and I'm just...
What's that?
yeah, he's British. Yeah.
But that was a fun episode. They were adults, and it's like if you're gonna keep them on that long, I'm saying like I think after a while,
Some characters are
everyone
going to have to be
watching is
flushed.
aging, so maybe they would like to see them age with them or something.
That's true. I didn't think about that. The generation that started.
Right.
Yeah.
You get old Homer. That'd be fun. Like Grandpa. You know what I'm saying?
That would be interesting.
See?
Grandpa's lived for longer than he
You know
should
what?
have by now.
I'm gonna leave today. I'm going to Hollywood. Bye. I'm gonna bring them ideas.
They need you. Yeah. All they have to do is listen to your podcast and steal your ideas. It's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Like, hey,
After they try to beat us in the copywriting the alphabet,
oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
if they can do that.
That's a great idea. Why didn't
know,
we think of
right?
that?
If you put two words together, that's $100.
How could you rewrite the alphabet? Like, what would you do? Like dot?
Well,
dot.
then you'd have those people that would try to, copyright sign language and
So you have to come up with a whole new language.
Yeah.
Hand gestures, maybe.
facial expressions.
Yeah. We'll work on it.
Yeah.
We'll work on it. Megan will get right on it for us.
yeah.
Yep. She can do the research.
Yep.
This is going to be something special.
Yes.
I feel. So,
Stay tuned for more.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, thanks to everyone commenting and sharing on our page. It means a lot. And welcome everybody to feedback. We love it. So,
Yeah.
and any negative, just direct it towards Mitch. And we'll be good. So,
Put it in the need to know file.
I'm kidding. Yeah. So last thing I've got is Spawn. I know Megan's a huge Spawn fan. And no, I'm kidding. Are you?
I was like, what am I?
We're going to throw this to Megan.
Misdirect. No, do you ever see Spawn? You know who he is? You can say no. It's all right.
Okay, no.
It's okay.
Your viewer is going to be like, why is she on here? Like, what is she bringing to the table?
It's fine. People out there like probably don't know who Spawn is. I mean, they made the film in '95, right?
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, would you say it's a cult classic?
Yeah, to a degree.
Yeah. Terrible CG, but
Yeah, but I mean,
and a bad.
they had a low budget.
Martin Sheen.
Yeah.
They got the hair club for men, or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Boom! Just
Yeah.
coated him with it. It's he's a Hellspawn character. He's like an anti-hero, basically. Todd McFarlane created him, who's got an incredible toy line. I think he did Venom too, right? So yeah, Spawn. It got delayed again. This has been like ever since '95. Been trying to make another film. Basically, the creator currently is with Blumhouse. He's making this film, and it's his first directing job. So, so far not looking good. It's been delayed. Like I guess June 2019 is when they're going to start up again, supposedly. But they have Jamie Foxx as Spawn.
I did see that.
He's got a good cast. He's got Jeremy Renner as Detective Twitch Williams. And, of course, like I said, it's produced by Jason Blumhouse, which is huge. They just did the new Halloween film. They're really big in horror films. They make them for cheap, and they profit off them a lot, so they're able to build up their capital pretty well. McFarlane basically isn't interested in any, like, big-time merchandise off this character. This character is really R-rated character. The word is Hollywood wants to make it a PG-13 film. But looking at what they did with Venom, that was PG-13, and that made a lot of money.
Is he more of a R-rated character?
He is yeah. He? But Venom, you can say Venom is too. So, yeah, it's... hopefully the movie gets made. I'm sure it will, but yeah, I think there's a lot of pushback right now. He's very strong on wanting this R rating, and the studio looks like they want PG-13, so...
To expand their audience.
So they haven't officially greenlit the film yet. Everything else has been done. It's been written. We'll see what happens.
Who's directing?
Todd McFarlane.
Okay.
He's the one that created Spawn, and he's really been a force to try to get another film made for a long time. So. Yeah. You saw Venom. What'd you think of Venom?
I liked it, and are they making a second one? Because I really...
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I really liked it. I didn't think I was going to. So I went in there... expecting not to like it, and I walked out a fan. So, and I hadn't read anything or had looked at anything prior to seeing that movie. So
it was fun to me, though. It wasn't like MCU quality. Like
no,
it was just kind of like a fun throwback movie, I guess. Before they really tried to make a universe of characters. Although they have that spoiler. You saw the ending, right, with Woody Harrelson.
That's the one that's after the previews,
yes.
Or the credits. Yeah, no, I didn't.
Oh, you
didn't?
That.
Shame on me, because normally I do, but I didn't. Yeah, and I thought, I'll just YouTube it later because I know that they put it on YouTube. Yeah, I didn't do that either.
There was a lot of people knew he was going to be in the film, but they didn't know how big his part was. They probably wished it was bigger, but he's playing Carnage, which is the red version. It's Venom, and I don't know a bunch about the Venom mythos, but yeah, he's the red version of Venom. So yeah, he's a pretty bad dude, I guess. So they're making a sequel with that.
Yeah,
I think the other problem is with the fans is. The sequel is going to be PG-13 still. And fans are like, it's got to be R. So, but when they release it on Blu-ray or whatever, I'm sure they'll have a director's cut. I think that's good enough. I mean, looking from a studio aspect, they want to make money.
Exactly.
A lot of people can't see a rated R film.
Yep.
So it's probably a good idea. And PG-13 can push it.
Now they can.
Really
Before
can.
They couldn't, but definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the Marvel Netflix series. They're pretty much pushing it. I mean, Punisher really pushed it. And there might have been some F words in Punisher, so maybe he was rated R. I don't know. But, yeah. So I think they could, this whole, going back to Spawn, I think they could do a PG-13 version. I don't think it'd be terrible. Maybe give, give a hint to the violence instead of showing it, maybe. Like, make it artsy. I don't know. And then your director's cut, you could just... Because I think Deadpool 2 was successful, but I don't think it made as much as the first one. I could be wrong with that, but both those were rated R. So, yeah. Did you ever see Deadpool 2?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I like Ryan Reynolds, so yeah, I liked it.
He could be in a church.
Funny.
It's like, I love it. It's great.
Yeah. It's the same as Aquaman, but we'll wrap this up. We won't talk about Aquaman.
I know, right?
Definitely bring me on when we're doing Aquaman, because bring me on for that.
Oh, like we're going to review it?
Yes.
Okay,
yes. Do that.
I think that's December, right?
Yeah. Well, the movie I thought was January.
Oh, they push it up to January
Hold on,
now?
let's look. I'm pretty sure Aquaman.
Yikes, man! I want to see it this year.
No, I'm wrong. It is still December 14th.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay, that's like right around the corner.
It is actually, isn't it? Yeah, I keep forgetting it's November.
I'm excited because... So you saw Justice League. Well, you obviously saw Justice League. I didn't really like his role in that.
Yeah.
It just didn't make a lot of sense to me.
They've redone it, I think.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see
It's probably going to be like a little
his
reboot.
like to really see his character in Aquaman.
It's got to take place after Justice League, I would think, because everything's just different.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
I don't know. I just didn't...
There was more scenes in Justice League with his character. That's the problem. And they took those out.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because, you know, it feels like when he goes down there, it's very abrupt. Like, she's all of a sudden talking to him, like, who's this person? What's going on?
Yeah. It felt very rushed. Very.
Yeah.
It just didn't... he just didn't make a lot of sense to me in Justice League. And
Yeah.
the whole reason why I saw that was to see Aquaman. Oh, well.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. I'm Josh.
I'm Megan.
Take care.